Hello everybody, this is Elliott from ETJ English. I am your British pronunciation teacher on YouTube. I've been reading through the comments recently and loads of you have been saying, Elliott, please can we have another listening practice video? So here I am today. I'm going to give you another story. It's an interesting story about how I lost my tooth and I got shot by my mother, and it happened all in the same evening. I know it sounds weird, and before you call the police or the child line, it's not quite what it sounds like. Listening is also another really useful way to improve your pronunciation. You will also learn some new phrases in this video, so please focus on the words that I place and that you listen to in the video. So, let's start the story. When I was about 6 or 7 years old, and I kind of looked like this. Yep, I know, I still look like Macaulay Culkin. I haven't put on any weight at all. I'm basically the same person. My family and I, so my mum, my dad, my sister and me, we went on a holiday to an island called Mallorca, a Spanish island. Now I'm sorry Spanish people if I am pronouncing that wrong. That's how British people pronounce it, at least. Now we were there for a week and we were staying in a really beautiful house that we were renting. It had a swimming pool, a kind of outdoor area, and we all had separate bedrooms. Now one day, a few days into the trip, my dad and we decided to go to the market. We left my mum and sister at home to sunbathe and we went to a market. It's kind of like a local market that sells clothes and kids' toys and food and things like that. So we went to the market. Immediately when we got there, the first thing that I clocked onto was a toy stand. So it was a stand, a guy behind it selling kids' toys. And I saw this gun. And let me tell you, when I saw this gun, I was a kid who loved James Bond, all these kind of things. Immediately, I wanted that gun. So I was saying to my dad, please, can I have this gun? I want this gun. It was just a toy gun, a kid's toy gun. So we thought. When we actually talked to the salesman about the gun at the stand, he actually said it's a BB gun or an air gun. So it's one of those guns that fires small plastic balls, like mini bullets, okay? And they're quite powerful. So my dad wasn't sure. He was thinking, oh, I'm not sure if I want my son to have a gun. That's probably going to give him bad ideas, right? So he said no, and we walked along, but I kept nagging him. I was nagging him so much that eventually he gave in and he said, okay, son, you can have this gun, but you have to be sensible. So I was happy. I got my way. I got the gun. We went back home and my dad joined my mum and my sister sunbathing, trying to get a tan. And I, of course, being the child that I was, decided that I would use my new gun and do some target practice. So I was lining bottles up on the wall and I was practicing shooting them. The first time I fired this gun, I thought to myself, wow, this is a powerful gun. And it was actually really powerful. Kids should not be using a gun like this. No way. I'm sure that probably most of them now would have an age rating on them, and maybe we didn't see that on the packaging. So yeah, probably not a good idea for this to be in the hands of a 6-year-old. Later on, I put the gun down because my parents called me for dinner. We decided to barbecue some meat and have some delicious Spanish meats on the barbecue by the pool outside. It was lovely, a lovely warm evening. And when we finished, my parents, of course, were drinking wine. My sister and I decided to get up and play. We decided to run around, chase each other around the pool. My sister's a little bit older than me. While my sister and I were playing, my mum noticed this gun. She said to my dad, "What's this? Did you buy a gun?" And of course, my dad had to cover for himself. He didn't want my mum knowing that he bought me a gun that can actually fire something. She would go crazy. So he just said, oh yeah, it's just a toy gun, just a kid's gun. Elliott really wanted it, and I thought I'd keep him happy, keep him busy while we're on holiday. And she thought to herself, okay. Now remember, she doesn't think that there are any bullets, any plastic bullets in this gun. So she thinks it's harmless. So she decides to go up and play a little game with me. She comes up to me, puts the gun in my face, and immediately my hands go up. I'm thinking, oh no, God, please no, no. Because I know that this gun has these bullets in it which could really hurt me. She puts the gun right up against my chest. And she's saying, "Elliott, I'm gonna shoot you." And of course, I couldn't stop her. She pulled the trigger with the gun up against my chest. And of course, she had no idea it would fire. And the last thing I remember from that moment was my mum shouting because she didn't expect it to fire anything. And then, because of the force, remember I'm this tiny little 6-year-old kid, I have no muscle, no weight on me, I'm tiny. The power of this gun actually pushed me, it shot me backwards into the swimming pool. I somehow managed to smash my face into the bottom of the swimming pool. I don't know if you're familiar with the way that swimming pools are made, but the bottom of a swimming pool is really, really hard, and it hurt. And apparently there was this moment of silence. Everybody was just waiting for me to come back up from the water. And slowly I come up, and the next thing you hear is, "Ah!" I was screaming, I was crying, I was just in pain. I looked down at my chest and there was this red mark from where I'd been shot, and it really hurt. So my dad jumped in, he grabbed me from the pool, took me to the side, and he was checking my chest. And then we both noticed immediately a drop of blood fall from my mouth onto my leg. And then he looks at my face and he said, "Elliott, smile." So I flash my teeth, I do a nice big smile, and there's a big gap. My tooth is gone. For some reason, as a child, I had one tooth that was black. It was like a dark colour, and it would just never leave. It was what we call milk teeth, which are our baby teeth. And we were waiting for it to fall out. And luckily, finally, when I hit the bottom of this swimming pool, that black tooth, it came out. And we could actually call this situation where my mum shot me a blessing in disguise. Because yes, she shot me and it hurt, but a good thing came out of it, which is this ugly tooth, which I hated, finally left my mouth. So at the time we went from this moment of fear and panic, thinking, "Oh God, what's happening? Elliott's hurting, something bad just happened." My mum's thinking, "Oh no, I shot him." And then suddenly we realise the tooth is gone, and we have this moment of euphoria. We're all over the moon, we're really happy because finally that tooth has come out. So it's a funny little story, and it's something we always tell people as a family when we meet new people, because we always have lots of strange family stories, and this is one of the main ones that we tell people. So I hope you enjoyed this story. Do you have any interesting holiday stories, funny things that have happened to you when you've been on holiday? I'd love to hear them. Please write them in the comments. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe. And next week we're going to talk about the difference between British pronunciation and American pronunciation. So I'll see you next Thursday. Cheers guys. Bye.